Good morning, everybody. 9:13 in the morning here outside of Kansas City, Missouri, and as you can tell, it's been raining on and off. Uh, 71 degrees right now. I'm on Interstate 70, kind of heading out to my final destination will be Concord, California. After starting in Salt Lake, dropping cars and going all the way across over Donner Pass. That'll all be Friday, Saturday. Probably have to spend a weekend out there outside Sacramento, depending on if I can get all these dealers to take on Saturday morning or not in California. Some of them don't have Saturday hours, but doesn't mean they don't want to take one car. Hopefully everybody's doing well this morning or afternoon, depending on where you're watching the stream from. Got some blue lights up here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I guess we'll see here in a moment. Yo, what going on, D? Where the hell you been hiding at, brother? Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, we thought about moving down there. Just so damn expensive. And with Paige still in college in North Carolina, it's like we held off. And now I'm working out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So I'm what mind moving over that way make life a little easier as far as like a little bit more convenient. Well, good to see you got out of Jersey though. That's good. Hopefully you and Christine are in Florida and things are still going well with both of you. Wow, it's really starting to come down now. This looks like a Florida rainstorm right now. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, next month will be 26 for Beth and I. Andy's oldest just started pre-K yesterday, her first day of school. And Paige is starting her junior year down in Wilmington, University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Don't it though? Yeah, I just started this new job end of April, basically beginning of May, hauling Corvette, bringing out to the West Coast. Then I get stuff coming back, and I usually do a turn or two, and then I'll go home for a few days, and then come back and do it all over again. But hotel living, no sleeping in the truck, so union benefits. A lot of driving instead of offloading and reloading, so a lot less taxing. Ooh, it's coming down good. What are you doing down there for work? Well, got the scale coming up. Missouri doesn't normally bother us. Plus, this load's not too heavy. I don't have a whole lot of hybrid vets on here or the Z06s. Oh, cool. What up, Glam Tam? Oh, yeah, I'm being safe. I said the phone's in the holder. I'm just sitting here chatting with people, letting everyone see out the same view I'm getting out the windshield. Oh, that sound means I have the bypass and I don't have to worry about going in the scale. Yeah, they said there was a chance of showers. Well, I guess this is that chance. It's supposed to clear out though once I get over on the other side of Kansas City into Iowa and Nebraska. I'm only going to get as far as Sydney, Nebraska this evening. Feel like a 635-mile day. There's a hotel there I frequent when I come out this way. It'll put me 9 hours from Salt Lake City for tomorrow. Going up the mountains of Wyoming, then down into Salt Lake, and hopefully over into right on the Utah-Nevada line tomorrow night. That should get me a chance to get my Nevada stop off and then go up and over Donner Pass and into California and try to get a couple of the California stops off on Friday and then hopefully get the rest of them Saturday if I can get them to take them. I got 6 dealers around Sacramento. Yeah, lots of driving, but it's an easy drive, really. I mean, pulling the hills can be a pain, but at least I'm not out there trying to load and unload in this crap. This load here, when I do go to unload a car, I'm only unloading one and then getting back in the truck and driving a little bit. Like my 3 Salt Lake City area stops are all right around each other, like less than 30 miles apart. And then it's another 500 over to Carson City, Nevada. Get rid of that one. Then it's like 120 miles over to Sacramento area. Then all them dealers are all no more than 40 miles apart, all right in one area, and don't even have to go into the Bay Area really. Like I'll be like on the outer edges of it. Then who knows where I'll reload out of? It'll either be that area. It's gonna be hard to tell. I mean, there's a lot of Ford buybacks going on right now to go back to the auction in Kansas City over here, or I'll be close enough to a Tesla plant, might get some Teslas, or who knows. That's one good thing about this company. They have freight everywhere, so I don't normally have to go too far to get something. If they don't have it, they know how to get it. Like last week, I dropped in Baltimore, and we didn't have any of our own freight, so they got me a load from another carrier going right back to Kentucky. With a load of BMW. So, oh, I'm gonna try to, Daryl. Sometimes with Verizon, you get over and into Utah and into Wyoming and stuff. Sometimes the signal can cut in and out, but As of yesterday, I was just trying to stream a little bit on the way to Bowling Green after the sun came up over there in southwestern Virginia, eastern Tennessee, and signal was cutting out pretty bad, so I ended up just shutting it down. I think it showed that I streamed for like 35 minutes. I only streamed for like 15. I think it was just the signal was so bad it wouldn't end it. I should have known though. I should have not tried to stream over there, but there's some cool views over there I wanted people to see. It's just it gets difficult. But I'm liking this job. I mean, it's a lot less, a lot less hustle and bustle. They don't call you and bother you about anything. Yeah, the equipment could be better. I mean, I'm in a newer truck, which that's just only because I'm running. I got hired to run West. I mean, if I was running the regular system, I'd be in something, 8, 9 years old with 700 to 900,000 miles on it, is breaking down every other week. I gotta figure out what is making that chirping noise. I got a case of Gatorade and a case of water sitting on top of this lockbox they have in here, and I don't know if it's that that's doing it or if it's the box itself bolted down to the floor or what, but something's been chirping. It's annoying as heck, but you never know with so much metal in here. You just don't know what's doing it. Hey, buddy. Morning, Cherokee. Oh, I gotta get over. Looks like this must be a construction or an oversized what do you call it, escort, because them blue lights been running in that right lane now for a few miles. I mean, there'll be times this stream will probably end up getting interrupted. I'll get phone calls and stuff, but then I'll come back afterwards if I can. When did I start driving? I've been driving for almost 30 years. Let's see, will this let this zoom in any? Yeah, let's see. That might help. Try and get so you guys get a little bit better view. Huh, that's funny. I got the bypass at the one Missouri way station. Cars were too far forward. I wonder if maybe the weight distribution was off. You had too much weight on the drives or on the steer axle. mean, fully loaded, I'm balanced pretty good, especially with these vets, because they're you have all one model of a car, so it's put them all on the same way, except for two of them. Most of them are driven on with rear engines, so you don't have as much weight on the steers or anything. But with this this setup of a car hauler, you get you get a lot more weight on the steers because of them front posts and steel front bumper. It's definitely an oversized Escort here that we're going past. There's one of Missouri's finest in the back, and then there's one in the front. And it looks like there's a private Escort. Oh, if he was over 53 feet long, that means he probably had a standard fifth wheel with a regular tractor. So that's why he was over length. I have what they call a stinger, where the fifth wheel is behind the drive axle. Basically, it's at the back of the tractor, and it sits a few inches off the ground. And then there's a tongue on the trailer that connects into the fifth wheel. And with that, technically I'm allowed 90 feet. I'm allowed 4 feet past the front bumper and 6 feet past the tail lights. Because I'm 80 feet long when I don't have anything on. Now, there are a couple roads in California that I can't go on with this truck regardless, that they're limited to 75 feet. I don't know how to deal with that today. It's on US 3. I think it's like right off of US 395 coming out of Reno going up into Oregon. I experienced that my first trip out. And a buddy of mine told me, he goes, "Yeah, take the bypass. It's 30 miles longer, but yeah, Red Beast, that's what I got on now. 10 Corvettes start dropping in Utah, Nevada, then down into California." This is only my second trip to Cali. I've been going to Oregon and Washington for the most part, and Montana, a little bit North Dakota, Idaho, a little bit Utah. This run here being kind of on a straighter line only pays for 2,300 and it's like 2,385 miles or something. I mean, you could get up to, if you're doing a lot of zigzag, and you could do 2,800 miles pretty easy. Like my buddy's on one. He had Utah, Idaho, Oregon. He's like 2,800 and something miles with all the zigzagging. I was hoping to get a run down into Southern California over that way because I haven't been across 40 yet. Working over here, I ain't been down that way in a while. But there was only 2 loads left on the board, and they were both coming up this way. So I took the one that had a little bit more mileage on it, so you paid a little bit more money. Since I get paid by the mile, plus I get paid load pay and stop pay. Rain's starting to lighten up a little bit. I'll have to see. I'll have to try to adjust my phone mount so you can see, more of the, excuse me, more of the center than the right side. I've tried to do that for next time. Oh, there's one of our Kansas City trucks going the other way. I'm not sure, Daryl. Well, you figured I didn't even notice he didn't have a height stick because that load wasn't tall; it was just long. So I'm not quite sure why he was so far ahead. Not quite sure with just being an over length load why he would need a front escort, but every state's different. You'd think he would just need a rear escort, but then he did have two troopers as well, so probably just more revenue. Hey James, how's it going, brother? Hope you're doing well. Long time no see. I've got to fill up my vanilla custard here. The tank's getting a little dry. Someone else looking at all the bagged up cars. I don't know. For some reason, these cars create a lot. They get a lot of attention going down the road. I mean, I could see if they weren't covered, because they are, kind of cool looking, I guess. I'm not a big Corvette guy, but they can get expensive. I have one on here. It's about 175,000. I was like, damn. And that's the sticker. I don't know. Some of them, dealers will mark them up higher than that. So that thing could be getting sold for over two. Hey, Lead Pipe. Hey, good to see you're hanging around, brother. Better let everyone get a view with, see what I see out the windshield. Them Rangers ain't bad. So I got that 16 Ram that's not giving me problems, but Chryslers have gremlins anymore. So, and then I just picked up a 2013 Jetta TDI sport wagon, 2-liter diesel to commute back and forth. That could be a fun car if I was a kid wanting to do do a tune and stuff, because I mean it's a sport. It doesn't look like much, but it's sporty. It handles really nice and great fuel economy. I was wasn't driving it like I stole it. I was about 5, 6 over most of the way. 450-mile run. I was averaging 40 miles to the gallon. And you can find some places where you can get diesel, just as cheap as gas. So that helps. Put in $50 and get you all the way from Bowling Green, from Kernersville all the way to Bowling Green. That's a good deal. Oh heck yeah, them Camrys, you keep them, you keep them right, and they're, you can get 200,000 to 300,000 miles out of them without a problem. You keep up on the maintenance on them. Like I do need to get the timing belt done on the Jetta because I can't find any documentation that it's been done, and they need to be done between 100 and 130,000. Then every 100 or so after that. And I'm right at 111, so I need to spend the money, get that done. There you go. Oh yeah, just cut that person off. Wow. Okay. There was just a Mitsubishi Outlander coming on the highway. I moved over so she can get on, and she hung back. So I moved over. She jumped around behind me to get over in the left-hand lane and cut that white CRV off. It's now. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, drive like that in the rain. Go for it. And I don't think they have state inspection here in Missouri because I've seen some garbage driving down the road. Daryl, exactly. I don't know. Florida's worse. Florida's way worse as far as the way they drive. I mean, yeah, them Jeeps don't matter if it's a Compass or all the way up to a Gladiator. They're not fuel efficient. There's no Mopar products. Oh, 75 freaking blows. And just add a little bit of water to the road on top of it. Yeah, you got a demolition derby. That's where Andy's off of 75, and I hate driving down there. Best time to drive down there was during the pandemic. There wasn't anybody on the roads. I was going from Fort Myers and Sarasota all the way up to Atlanta and barely had to hit the brakes because there was nobody out. No, that's cool. Central, well, like around the Orlando area, Gainesville, over that way, Ocala. I hear Ocala is really starting to turn it around. That was a dump for a while, but they're starting to just south of Ocala. Yeah, then Ocala was rough there for a while, but they're starting to clean it up and build. Yep, horse country. Yeah, that part you come down 301 and you see all the horse farms, and that's really cool. Oh well, which one's a worse neighborhood right now, Kansas City or Gaza? What's up, KVK? Yeah, last trip out, I was going up 29. I look over and there's the Chiefs training camp facility. I was like, oh, okay. So they train in St. Joseph. Oh shit, another one near a hospital. Well, maybe if Hamas wasn't hiding, in hospitals and in schools. Thank you, KVK. Hope you are too. Yeah, I'm doing good. People want to blame Israel for doing what they're doing, saying it's genocide and everything. Well, maybe if Hamas wasn't using kids as human shields, and Israel's just, they ain't playing that. They're like, all right, you want to use human shields? Fuck you. Then we're gonna blow you up anyway. We don't really care. You have a lot of people saying that they're targeting civilians. No, they're not targeting civilians. Hamas is targeting civilians by putting them in harm's way. That stuff that happened back in October. I was watching a lot of that. On Israel. There's what's it? Something 24. It's like it's an English speaking European news network that you have to hunt around for here. Yeah, mine's not in my seat. I know that. Mine's over, like, they put this storage box in here. It's like a, and you're supposed to put any aerosols you have in there, and I put, like, extra straps and coolant and oil and stuff in there. And I don't know if it's the bolts in the floor they're starting to squeak. Maybe I just need to hit them with a little WD, and maybe they're getting a little loose. So I just need to crank them down a little bit or what. But when you're not going down the road, obviously it's not squeaking, so it's hard to tell where it's coming from to be able to pinpoint it and be able to do something about it. Well, you're in Western. You're like out around Asheville, aren't you, KVK? You just have way more people there now than you did back in the '90s. Yeah, it is the world. It's the world we're in right now, unfortunately. Yeah, it is overpopulation. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of, you have, well, this time of year, you're still, you're still in tourist season out there. Plus, that whole area, Asheville, Fletcher, uh, you even get over into Murphy, and I mean, that whole area, you're going out towards, was it Candler? Is that what it is? Candler out there on 40, where the truck stops are? That whole area's just been blowing up. That's one thing I like about running west too is you get away from the cities and it's no traffic. Yeah, Sid's been hitting me up on Facebook lately, sending me different things. Oh yeah, then you're definitely getting a lot of traffic over that way, KVK. Let's see, 10 o'clock in the morning. Do we want to go straight through? Let me check. Let me check Google real quick. Hopefully, it doesn't cut the stream out. I don't know if that interrupted the stream or not. If it did, my apologies. Oh, Hendersonville. Yeah, Hendersonville's really, really expanded. There are a lot of people in Hendersonville now. Yeah, let's take the bypass. Let's take 435 instead of mess around with downtown. I can still grab 29 on the other end. Yeah, yeah, so far it's been good. Let's see, right now I got 5G ultra wideband. Well, I'm coming in, I'm in the city now too, coming into KC, so it'll be decent. Now when I go over in Nebraska and that, probably not so much. Yeah, it's starting to dry up a little bit now. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of blue. They said it wasn't going to last very long. And I was watching the news this morning at the hotel when I was eating my breakfast. Oh, there's another one of our KC drivers. Unbelievable what they did with, they took these old 2007 Sterlings and put new head racks and trailers on them. And they got, to get around the emissions, and they're just running them local out here in Kansas City. And it's, they've already had a few of them burn up because them Mercedes engines and those Sterlings, they're known for having fuel leaks, and the fuel leaks are right on top of the motor, and they're running what they call a two shift with those. So those trucks never really stop and get a chance to cool down to get a fuel leak, and that engine gets hot, and you know it doesn't take a genius to figure out what happens next. And coming up this way on 435, I'll go past the Royal Stadium and Arrowhead. They're like Philly, it's like a sports complex. They're in the same parking lot. People don't give that Royal Stadium enough credit. That's a beautiful looking ballpark. If I ever get stuck here over a weekend, I may Uber to a ball game. They don't sell out, so. Oh yeah, you go down. Was it Branson, Missouri? Where they and down in the Ozarks, where the TV show Ozark was set. Yeah, that's some redneck stuff down there. There's some hillbillies down that way. A lot of tourism now, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, hill jacks. I've heard that term before. Yeah, these roads here do suck. Probably why fuel's so cheap here. They're not getting the revenue to fix the roads. Yeah, the stadium must have been back there off of 70, because I know I'm already north of it over here. Because I'm over here by the casino and the amusement parks and where the auction is. And one Holiday Inn that I stay in when I'm over this way. I was over here a couple weeks ago. Had to sit in KC for over a weekend. But the Royals weren't in town that weekend. Nah, I'm only doing the speed, well, a little over the speed limit. I need to back out of it because if not, my tablet's gonna start yelling at me. They're starting to micromanage a little bit that way. But once I get further out west, I don't have to worry about it because I can't even do the speed limit. Once I get out into Nebraska and Wyoming and stuff, where speed limits are 75 and 80, this truck will only do 70 on flat land. Yeah, they've started to. I mean, it's all about insurance. These insurance companies are on all these carriers to rein in their drivers pretty much. And we don't have cameras in the trucks. The Teamsters won't allow it. That's one thing that the companies couldn't get negotiated into the last contract. So they just do everything else they can. Heck, there's a lot of other car hauling companies now, that are non-union. They're starting to put driver-facing cameras, even in sleeper trucks. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. No, thank you. Homie ain't playing that. Oh, they want to see what the driver's doing. They want to see if he's playing on his phone. They want to see, if he's paying attention to the road. I mean, they have some now that the AI on them is so good that they can tell if the driver's eyes aren't facing the windshield. And if his head's not, straight looking at the windshield, they can pick up on it and it'll start recording. It is ridiculous. Oh, there's one of our pickup truck haulers in front of me. Kansas City, they build the F-150 here. And these guys with these trucks, they do a shuttle. They take 7 at a time. I'm like, damn. I've only ever put 6 on. I've never done 7. He's probably heading back over to Claycomo, Missouri, back to the terminal or back over to the plant. I mean, with taxi cabs, yeah, he's going back over to our terminal. I can see with taxi cabs in a way, just because of the safety to the driver and to the passengers. But mostly for that taxi driver, safety doesn't get some nut job in there, decides he wants to rob them or do something like that. Yeah, because taxi drivers a lot were, they were carrying cash. They were getting paid in cash. Now, like with Uber and stuff, it's all electronic payment. So it's not like they're really going to get anything out of them unless they, force them to like Venmo them money or something. Yeah, one of my credit cards got hacked on Monday. I had to have it turned off and send me another one. Good thing I have a backup. Okay, yeah, I mean, some people are into it, some aren't. I mean, I couldn't. I probably could do it, but yeah, people are assholes. As like, Beth watches dogs now for people when they go away and stuff, and dogs are way better than people. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one, but The cast you're talking about, that'd definitely be an older movie with Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton, Kate Blanchett. Yeah, exactly. What's this idiot doing with this Volkswagen? Guy gets in front of me and just starts hitting his brakes and nobody in front of him. Oh, now he's going to move over again. Oh, maybe change his mind. Oh, I got to move back over anyway. This lane's ending. Yeah, roads are drying out good now. Oh, we were swamped during the vehicle shortage. We didn't have any issues. They claimed it was a vehicle shortage. It really wasn't a vehicle shortage. But it created a lot of demand for vehicles, and those dealers were loving us when we show up on their lot because they wouldn't have any cars on their lot, and we'd pretty much give them all their inventory in one day. It'd be sold the next day, and then do it all over again. But yeah, during the pandemic and those couple of years after, I was making all kinds of money. I wasn't having any issues. I mean, the manufacturers, they were creating that shortage. They wanted a demand for their vehicles. I'm not sure about General Motors because I wasn't pulling GM then, but Honda certainly was. And during the pandemic, when everything was going crazy with that, moving a lot of rental cars out of Florida. Oh, there was money to be made during the pandemic for sure, especially if you were a hustler. Yeah, I'm drying out, starting to warm up a little bit. It's 76 degrees now. Yeah, right. Yeah, she's okay, but yeah, she's not one I'd fall all over. I like Drew Barrymore 10 years ago more better than Angelina Jolie. Yep, that's right, Billy Bob. Yeah, Billy Bob was with her. And the Dizzy. I was listening to what was this? The 70s on 7 on Sirius Saturday when I was driving home. And what the heck's this? There was a rapper. Well, he was a hip hop guy. One of the first ones out of Philly back early '80s. He's the one that started all that. The Fish Shizzle and the Nizzles and all that. Everything made famous. The guy that did that song "Double Dutch Bus" back early '70s or maybe early '80s. Early '80s it was. Yeah, like '81. Oh, Frankie Smith, I think the guy's name is. Little glitch. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing him down to one bar. Hopefully, 2 bars now. Hopefully, he's come back okay. Yeah, I think the guy's name was Frankie Smith. He made that song "Double Dutch Bus," and that's where all that pishizzle and nizzle and all that stuff. That's where all that started. So even though it was made popular out in California, yeah, Frankie Smith. Yep, but it was a Philly artist that started it all. In '81, that was before West Philly got its makeover, courtesy of the mayor of Philadelphia.